everyone, welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars review. Today I have the UCS Jango Fett Starship. This came out May 1st of 2025 and retails for $300. Set number 75409, 2,970 pieces, is classified as an 18+ set. This is the second Jango Fett Starship that LEGO has made, the first one being in 2002, so it's been a long gap. In the top left is Jango Fett Starship, and in the right it says Ultimate Collector Series. On the side of the box is another nice look at the Starship with the Ultimate Collector Series again. And on the box is another look at the Starship on the stand with the dimensions. It's a pretty big model. On the left shows the ship landed and a couple of pictures, one from the Attack of the Clones movie, a little look into the interior, and a rear view. So this set does have two instruction manuals with them labeled as 1 and 2. With majority of 18+ sets that LEGO makes, they always include a few pages at the beginning of the instruction manual with a lot of info about the set that you are building. Feel free to pause and read at any point. I just really like when LEGO does this because it adds a little bit to the, experience of the LEGO set and adds a lot more to the instruction manual rather than just the instructions. So there's just a bunch of pages with details about the ship, about the LEGO build, and some of the details that are also included in the LEGO set. Now this specific one has a lot of pages compared to others, so I really do like the amount of info that is included in this instruction manual. Starting with Jango Fett, this is just an excellent looking minifigure. The leg and torso printing looks phenomenal. I really love the arm printing as well on both sides. The helmet printing looks good as well, and here is a look at the new rangefinder piece that LEGO has made. I actually really like the look of it. We've had the old rangefinder piece for a while, but I do really like this upgraded piece. I think it really gets the look down. He comes with the two same blaster pistols that previous Jango Fett minifigures have came with. The jetpack is a full silver color. I've seen people say, this isn't the right color, which, at least in Attack of the Clones on the Geonosis Arena, it could be the lighting that does make it look fully gray. I believe the actual jetpack did have some blue color in it. This print looks really good, and there are two faces with a more angry one, but I really do love the detail on both face prints. And there's a closer look at the back printing, which looks really good. And there is also a hair piece for Jango. This is a phenomenal Jango Fett minifigure. And lastly is Boba Fett with his blue outfit. I really love the torso printing, just showing the wrinkles and the belt, and there is the rest of the back printing. No leg printing, and he does have the shorter minifigure legs as he is a kid. Now, the main criticism with this minifigure that I've seen was the hair piece choice. How it looks nothing like his hair. He kind of had more of a middle part, and the previous Jango Fett minifigure kid versions had a hairpiece mold to look that part. This one does not look like that at all, but I think, maybe LEGO was going for, the hair wet look because they are out in the rain on Camino, and his hair, of course, is all over the place. Now, I don't think LEGO ever explicitly said that, so that's kind of us just maybe giving a reason for it, but that's the only thing that would make sense. Otherwise, I think LEGO would have just gone with the normal middle part hair mold. The first face print is a sort of straight face, and the second one is a more smile. Both face prints do look good. Also, if they were really going for the wet hair, then they probably should have given him a poncho too to complete the look and confirm that that's what they were going for. And then the minifigure does have dark blue arms. That is accurate to his outfit. The build just looks absolutely phenomenal. I really love the way it looks, and I think it is an upgrade from the previous UCS Slave 1 back in 2015. I really love the white, green, and blue color scheme. The building process was very good, using a lot of snot techniques and using all sorts of, slope pieces to get the angles on the ship. Especially doing the Technic parts, for the fins on each side and how they move, whether it's in landing or flight mode. So starting off here at the front of the ship are the two laser cannons, which do move simultaneously. It's very awesome, and I do really like the design on them as well. And here's a little bit of the yellow paint and just the front to get the angles right. There are a little bit of the gaps, but you won't see that when you're displaying it, on the stand. Moving on up on each side, there's just some details using some bar pieces, and I really like the the design here, just using these like stud bar pieces just to connect the two to look like they're connected. It looks very good. As you can see, it's the same on both sides. You can just see some side detail moving on to the midsection of the ship. There are some stickers in the set. There's actually a lot, and this one has some Arabesh just on the side. There are no like pop-out missiles like on the previous Slave one, but there is some more detail on both sides. On the midsection are some more stickers for some paint. Would have loved more printed pieces in this set. Moving on down to the bottom section with the ramp, you simply just push down and it opens up. You know, there's no interior, but there are some studs that you can place Jango or Boba here to, you know, act like they're going in the ship. And then to close up the ramp, you simply just push down right here. It's just a very smooth Technic function. It's just a very satisfying function, and I just really love this feature. Now the actual bottom section, I really love how Lego got all the angles and, you know, here's a more closer look at utilizing all these slope pieces. Now here's another look at some of these stickers that are in this set, especially some pretty big ones here. And you can kind of see that printed would have worked better, you know, especially when you're transitioning from two different colors. And then another example right here, you know, you really can't get rid of the whole brick, so you will have some inconsistencies there. And I think printed just would have worked better. I also just really like how there's not really any gaps in between, you know, any of these sections right here. Lego did a really good job with the techniques and design to really cover them up and everything fits seamlessly. Now moving on to each fin on each side, they're pretty much built the same, but I just really love the detail on them. They're similar to the previous Slave one, but with more detail, and I just really love the way they look, especially here, this kind of suspension look right there. I just love all the Technic pieces utilized for some detail, and especially all the greebling in there as well. I just really like the look. And of course, the main function of the fins is when it's in landing position, they're flat, and when it goes to flight, they move with the ship. So it's a very good function as well. Moving on to the top of the ship, here you can see some more slope pieces getting the angles right. I just really love the design techniques, especially this piece right here. On the inside, it's using a B1 battle droid arm, just a regular droid arm, to just get this angle with this slope. It's just a very unique way of using that piece. Here's another look. It's, you know, another example of utilizing stickers to, you know, have some more of the green paint. And the other side is identical, just mirrored with some more slope pieces. Here's some more detail and a yellow curved piece for the paint at the top. And I just really love how it seamlessly connects to the cockpit piece. You know, there's no gaps. Moving on to the cockpit, here is the giant clear piece that can come off pretty easily. It's just attached by 4 studs, so it's easy to put on and take off. And I really love the, you know, pieces that Lego used here to, you know, make sure that the gaps are closed, and kind of shows the interior's walls as well. I just really love the detail. Here are another 2 stickers on the cockpit piece. Now this is a very detailed interior and is a lot more than the previous Slave one. So there are 2 sections to this cockpit, and you can actually pull one out to view the, a larger look into the inside. So there are 2 seats down here for some extra minifigures. There is a section at the top here that you can actually pull out, and it has a hidden back to tank. There is space for both of Jango Fett's pistols and the jetpack to be placed here, so when you have Jango Fett sitting, you don't just have these laying around. I like the detail in design and how it just fits perfectly. Now the interior section that slides out is just packed with detail. There are 3 more seats, one for Jango and Boba, and they fit perfectly there. The other seat you can use as a helmet holder for Jango. Maybe that's something that Lego could have included, maybe just like a bar rising so you can just put the helmet on there, but I mean, this does the job good as well. So there's a lot of control panels, and these are utilized with stickers. So here's a screen with the Starship on it, and another one with a galaxy map. So these are stickers, would have loved printed. I think here is a targeting sensor, which looks really good, and there's another control panel there for Jango to use. And it's pretty easy to just slide it back in, and it just fits there perfectly. It's just a very awesome way to just get a small interior section to play with. The cockpit does not rotate when transitioning from landing to flight mode, so that is pretty accurate for Jango's Slave one, whereas Boba's did have a rotating cockpit. There's also a nice little Easter egg inside the interior with a sticker with Arabesh that says OVO 4 or OVO 4. I do not know how to pronounce it, but it is a nod to the Bounty Hunter game where Jango Fett got his ship. It's a very nice Easter egg to include. Here is another example where printed pieces would have worked better. Here on each side of the cockpit are some yellow colors, and as you can see, it's 4 separate stickers, so you have to line them up to make them look good. As you can see, I didn't do that much of a good job, but printed pieces definitely would have been easier to just place. Now, the underside looks amazing as well, just as good as the exterior on the top does. Here you can really see all the different techniques that LEGO used to get, you know, the inner workings of the ship. All the different snot techniques and different angles. I mean, it just looks really good. All around the ship are just clear 1x1 studs, and these are just slightly lifted so when the ship is landing, you can display it like that, so it's slightly lifted off whatever surface that you have it on. And of course, here are the engine thrusters with translucent yellow pieces for the thrust, and I just really love the different details that are around each section. Now here there are 2 studs, and you can actually take off this small section of tile, and you just move each one to the far side, and it reveals a seismic charge. The seismic charge looks really good. I like the design. My only gripe with it is it's all stickers. So, you know, you're putting a lot of stickers around here. You know, would have loved printed, especially when it comes to these smaller stickers, but it does get the look down, and there is 1 stud. That's what connects it in there in a pretty tight fit, so it won't just fall out when you're displaying with the like doors open. I just really love all the detail on the underside. It just looks really good, and it just gives you an idea of, you know, what the building process is like and all the different type of techniques that LEGO used to really get the angles and shape of the ship. Now, as you can see, you can display the ship in flight mode on a brick-built stand, and it's very sturdy. I mean, it holds up the weight. It's not really, you know, it was actually lighter than I expected, but it fits on there perfectly, and like, you know, you can move the stand around and stuff, and it'll sit there in place. The stand is built with a lot of Technic pins, so it is a very sturdy stand, and of course can hold the weight of the ship. Here at the bottom is a printed plaque with all the different specifications of the ship, and it just looks really good. To attach the ship, you just need to put it on the 2 outstretched parts of the stand. And it just sits in place, and it's a very good connection. And you know, to transport it with the stand, it's a very sturdy grab and very easy to just move around. You can even swoosh the ship a little bit. It's a very sturdy build and just an amazing display. I also like to display the most recent Obi-Wan Starfighter next to it, as, you know, they do fit well together. This is just such a phenomenal build. Like I said, I think it's an upgrade from the previous UCS Slave one, and even that one is, you know, highly regarded, and I love that set. So with this one being a upgrade, in my opinion, this one is just even better, and I just love the look and how LEGO really got the angles right on the ship, whether it's from the side view or the front. I mean, it just gets the look down of the Starship. The only criticism is all these stickers that are included in this set. You know, when you're getting a $300 Ultimate Collector Series set, you don't really want that many stickers, and this one does have a bunch of them, even just like little stickers here on the front that could be printed pieces, and especially the bigger ones when, you know, transitioning from a different color. It would have just worked better if they were printed. But I mean, other than that, this is still just an excellent set, and like I said, it just is a great display. And I missed out on the UCS Slave 1 in 2015, so getting this one was like a dream come true, and especially since it's Jango's, which we haven't gotten in over like 20 years, it just made it even more special. And yeah, this is just a great build. The build is very big too, coming in at 17.5 inches tall when on the stand, so this is a pretty towering model in anyone's collection, and I really do like that. Overall, I think LEGO did a great job capturing the look of Jango's Starship, and this is just a great addition to the Ultimate Collector Series. Anyways, that was the review, so let me know down in the comments what you think of the UCS Jango Fett Starship. Definitely lightsaber slash that like button and subscribe. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace.